Yeah. You still look pretty darn good, pretty handsome.
Thanks. I didn't know you were telling lies like that.
How about that? You remember those?
Oh my goodness, I remember the day we did that. I remember that day. And this boy right here, he was for a long time. He was on that old, what the hell is it? Can you remember what it is?
This wheelchair here?
Yeah, wheelchair, yeah. I'll be darned.
You remember that day, huh?
I remember that day, David. It was this nice summer day, and Sister Neoma,
Neoma?
yeah, she was kind of chubby.
This guy looking pretty cool.
Yeah, I always had buck teeth.
Yeah. How old were you then, Cece? Looked like about, were you teenage? Would you been a teenager probably, huh?
I don't know.
Well, maybe not that. How much older are you than Dad? You were born in 21?
I was born in 20 or 21.
20 or 21, okay.
And your dad was born in 28.
Right.
And we're pretty close, 7 or 8. We'll have to ask your dad.
Yeah. So you must have been, he would have been, when did your father die? Do you remember what year that would have been?
He died when he was 15, I think, never or less.
When you were 15?
No, he was 15.
Or when he was 50?
He was, yeah.
He was 56, wasn't he?
Yes, yes. And, that's kind of young for a guy nowadays. And that's the same old house.
Now, was that in the front yard? Would this be the street, Bridgehampton Street here?
I think so. She worked hard. Dad worked hard. She worked very hard. So it's working and scrubbing. She took Washington. And this guy right here, we always, I cried whenever anything went bad with him. And I remember when we bought that whole thing. You don't see those things now.
Yeah.
Dad went over it and found it. It was out in the west, 2 or 3 miles, and over north, and then over the west. Some people over there that had this. It wasn't just like new. And boy, he got his locks. The regular, he had bows. Bows, you call them?
Curls?
Curls,
Curls?
Yeah, that's what he had. Yeah, I got a wristwatch there. I think it was about a 2-cent wristwatch.
Yeah.
Well, that reads that reads runs that.
Yeah, this is that's the same picture here.
Same picture.
Yeah. And then I told you about that one. Let's see if I got that one. Maybe I don't have it. Oh, this one right here. This picture here. I said that could have been Jim and Cian and David right there.
That's it.
But that's you, and this is Naomi then?
Yeah, that's her. He's a nice looking little boy, isn't he? And I got that. I always have a teeth that stuck out. Did your folks put braces
Yep.
on yours?
I had braces.
All the Tubbs seem to have
Yeah.
them.
Yep. Eric's kids, Sadie's had braces.
Uh-huh.
Yep, she had her first day of high school yesterday. Eric's daughter, Sadie. You met his kids, Eric's kids,
Had her first day
of high school yesterday.
hard to believe it.
Yeah, man.
David, Eric pulled up in front of this place a while ago. And he had his shoes on. And I went out and talked to him. I wanted him to come in, but they all sat in a row in the back.
Yeah,
She was a pretty good sized kid then.
yeah, yeah.
And, I couldn't believe it. She was that big.
And that must have been taken in the old house, huh?
Yeah, that was the old piano.
Oh, piano. There's a piano in there.
Yeah, that was the old. That's the old piano. What'd you call it?
Bench.
Huh?
Piano bench.
Something like that. Yeah. And that's a nice clear.
Yep, that's a nice picture. Now, did somebody play the piano? Did you have a piano in the house?
Grandma, your grandma tried to get the kids to just the two. She couldn't take the price to do the other.
Uh-huh.
So she got Esther. She could play it pretty good.
Yeah.
Vera never got in. And then lesser for Neoma, none for me.
Yeah.
I would like to have it. Look at the teeth on that guy, huh? I had teeth that stuck out of it. Boy, my hair looks black.
Yeah. I tell you, to me, you look just like Jim. Just like your son, Jim.
Your grandma made those pants by herself.
Is that right?
Some wool cloth, yeah. She made them. That's kind of cute of her. He looks so cute.
Yeah, you get his little.
That cold, very cold, like cold in his pocket.
Is that what they? Yeah, it does look like.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? That's
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's a history.
Yeah, that's a. We just show that
See,
picture.
oh, you got something.
It says, Cease, Naomi, and Don Tubbs.
Oh, we haven't got it in years.
No, I don't know.
Too bad we didn't put that on.
I would guess that he's probably. He looks to me. Let's see. If you're 7 years older, that would be. I would say he's about 3, and maybe you 10.
Yeah, before he had that damn.
Right. So he got that when he was 4, right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just. It would just be before that because he got sick and didn't look. He looked so sad when he got sick. You know, he looks chubby there.
Yeah.
Healthy.
Looks pretty healthy there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when they went out. I stayed home. I said, I'm staying home. I gotta wear them. I had a book I was wearing, Cowie book or something, and they went to them, and somebody took the picture, and Neoma and Neoma and Don, yeah. That's really a.
That's at the lake somewhere.
I think it was not in town, but it was out at the Forester.
Okay, yeah. Now we had a picture. I don't have all the pictures. I'll bring some more. We had a picture of the family when I think when Grandma Tubbs was pregnant with my dad.
Say that again.
I've got a picture that I shows, I think, Grandma and Grandpa Tubbs, and she's pregnant with my father. Yeah. Now that's that right there. Those are the trees in front of the house
that's the
there,
old
aren't
trees.
they?
They're still there.
Or at least maybe beside the house, because there's a cornfield right there.
Yeah, those trees were always in there. And the only tree that I took out, and it was after I got out of the Navy, and there was 3 of them. You know that maple kind of in front of the house, or front of the, well, not front of the house.
The side.
The side,
Yeah.
yeah, side. And there was a pine tree there, and there was another one over here. And I said to Ma, let me cut that tree down, it's too close there. And she told me I could. Look at those shoes she's got on.
Yeah.
I remember those old pants. Those old pants right there.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now this picture, this one here.
That's when he was sick.
Yeah. Now he looks. I would say that this Grandpa Tubbs must have passed away not too long after that picture, because my dad looks to be maybe 6 years old there. So he's quite a bit bigger than he was in this picture here.
Is he?
Doesn't he look older to you? Maybe not. Maybe it's just the angle. He's got that foot stuck out.
Well, that's when he had that, doctors put a, what do they call it in those days? They wrapped it with, oh my goodness, I can think of it. But the Tweedies put that on so he couldn't walk.
Hmm.
God, their little leg looks small, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's an old chair. I think we got some of those chairs in the kitchen there yet, but maybe not. Oh, man. Yeah. Long time ago.
Long time ago. I just show this picture there that we're
Too bad
talking
we-
about.
Yeah. Too bad we didn't snap more.
Yeah, I've got some. Well, here's the picture I was talking about. This is the picture. This picture right here. This is the one that I'm on. That we think that she looks like she's pregnant right then, and I assume that would be with my father. He was the youngest. She looks pretty young there. He looks.
Yeah.
He got a suit on. Boy, that old tie there, that looks familiar.
I remember this old dress she had.
Yeah.
That's old, no. That sure looks like she was a pretty good looking woman.
Yeah.
She was.
Yeah, she was quite a bit younger than
Oh,
your
yeah.
dad, right?
She told me many times, and I think it was 15 years older than him. And it was hard times, David, they had. But she took on something like this stuff like this. And she's the one that, let's get the camera out and I want to take some pictures.
Uh-huh.
She's the one that did it.
Now she was, her maiden name was Rickett.
Rickett.
Right? You know, I always thought Rickett was German, but it's really an English name.
No, it was German.
Is it German?
Yeah, old Hank German, or Hank Rickett was born in Rickett in German.
That was her father,
That was her father.
Hank.
Yeah, and he was kind of a strange old guy. He never spoke much, and I don't think he read much. And he and my grandma broke up, and he beat her, I guess. She was just a tiny woman.
That would be my grandma Tubbs's mother you're talking about.
Yes.
What was her name? Do you remember?
I got records of her name, I think. Amelia, I think. Amelia.
And do you know what her maiden name was? Before she married Hank?
Esther might.
Esther might.
Yeah. Yeah, she lived with us for quite a few years. And she didn't have any living. She didn't. Her youngest son was Henry Rickett, and he stayed with him. It was Henry Rickett and Nellie. Amelia was her real name. Amelia.
So Grandma, she was probably named after her mother then, because
Yeah, she was named after her mother.
was her name Amelia also?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she, what was she? She stayed with Henry and Grandma and her for one winter. And I remember talking about it, so cold. And they lived in a granary. Of course, you go see out the granary like that, you go cat.
Now, where would that have been? Would that have been in Sandusky here? Or?
No, it was somewhere around Applegate.
Around Applegate, okay.
Yeah, hard times. She disliked Henry. I understand that Grandma said that he whipped her, hit her. He was a kind of a mean guy.
Do you remember him at all? Did you ever?
Just a little bit. He came up to our house to stay with our grandma. Your grandma was a little bit older, and he came up there and stayed. He was quite a guy. He was a big, tall guy.
Was he?
Really? Yeah, he was a big guy. But he wasn't big like some guys, but he was pretty tall. I would think he was a little over 6.
Did he have a trade, or was he a farmer? Or?
No, he was a farmer.
Farmer?
He never was very successful in work. As I understand, he was very ignorant. Couldn't read.
Not educated.
But hard worker. He worked hard all morning to night.
And your father, that was Edward Tubbs, right?
Yeah.
And I know that he worked for you said he owned a blacksmith shop at one time. Or he tried that?
After he matured in his youth, he came. Well, he bought a farm. Did I ever show you, or your dad ever show you where that farm was?
No, I think you've maybe told me before. Do you remember where it was?
Should show it to you. I think it's down now. And it was finished in an old tire paper on the outside, and it was just a poor piece of work. And it was cold, and I was in there when I was a baby.
Was that over by Applegate?
I think that was north of Applegate. That same. What road is that? You probably don't know. It's definitely west of that old farm. I can point it right out to you. And it wasn't much of a farm. It was a lot of farm in it. Of course, farmers make money now, even with a little sand. But that old farm, I would say he did have maybe 40 acres.
Uh-huh.
And he had some cows. And what he did, that farm looks pretty good yet, or the barn, but not good anymore. but he built it new. And they needed money. I'm telling you, there was part of, he wanted to get going, he wanted to get into the money. And he built that barn. And I don't know whether he built that old house or not. It was a poor old house. Vera and Esther were born in there. And I wasn't born in there. I was born at Applegate. That was west.
West of Applegate?
No, right between us and Applegate.
Okay.
I don't know where it'd be, maybe 2 miles, 3 miles.
There's a Tubbs Road out there.
Yeah, there is. I think it goes this way.
Yeah, goes north and south.
Yeah. That's a short road.
Yeah.
I think maybe 2 miles or something. It's too bad that you young boys weren't told more about that. I should have been told more about that, and then consequently your dad would have told you more. It's just sad that it's history that
Right.
you like to look at and think of in the past. And Dad got into what the hell is it?
The road commission there? Or blacksmith.
Blacksmith,
yeah.
Blacksmith. And he didn't make it. But he made some horse shoes back in those days. And he never, and that's when he couldn't, he went down. And then he left the blacksmith thing in Applegate, and he got a hold of that farm. I guess how he got a hold of it, I don't know, maybe he had a little piece of land. But he started to try to make a farm, and it was a poor damn farm. It was a big sandy thing.
Yeah.
Hill like that. They couldn't make things in those days. It seemed like unless they had good, they didn't have the kind of fertilizer they have
Right.
today.
Right.
And he went at it and tried, but he never got any profit, anything, corn or beans, or he never grew anything good.
Now, do you remember, did he have the blacksmith shop when you were alive, or was that
No.
before you? Yeah.
I don't remember. I might have been just 5 little baby or
Yeah.
something. And David Don doesn't make us know a thing about that.
Yeah.
I can tell you a few things about that sometime. We could talk all day here.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So you were born in Applegate then?
I think so.
Do you know, was the blacksmith shop in Applegate? Probably. I would assume.
It might have been. Now Esther, if we get a hold of Esther, she can tell us a lot more than I can.
Uh-huh.
Well, she's got 8 more years.
Yeah.
And you know, she's hanging pretty good.
Yeah.
She talks pretty good. And her mind is pretty good. And she's living down there and enjoying life.
Yeah.
She's with those other people, you know.
Right.
Nice building. And you know, that son of hers is too. Your dad doesn't like him.
Oh, yeah.
He just doesn't have.
Is that Harley? Or no?
No,
Bobby.
Harley is
Bobby.
Bob Hill. And he's kind of a, he he doesn't care for other people, I guess.
Yeah.
He made some money there with what's
With Chrysler, he worked for Chrysler, right?
Chrysler, yeah.
Now,
I hope you catch all of that stuff. Maybe you can put some of it down. I wish I'd have put it down.
yeah, well, we're putting it down right now because we're on that video camera,
Oh, wonderful,
so we'll have a tape of it.
wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, you got enough of it to make it very important.
Yeah.
It would have been nice if there had been more for you to show you.
Yeah. Well, we got still got a lot of things to talk about.
Yeah, yeah,
Do you remember moving into Sandusky here?
yes. You're the kind of boy that likes that stuff. You know, some clubs don't, kids don't give a damn, do they?
Yeah, maybe.
I remember backing into that step, the steps that go up on the north side.
Uh-huh.
I remember that. They were torn down along the road. And I remember it was a truck. And it was, I remember it was a really old, that damn thing was, I don't know how long it got it to run. Well, it was kind of a thing then that was just a piece of junk.
Yeah.
But they loved it. They thought it was a good truck.
I don't think they had much, did they?
That was not Tubbs Brothers. That was the Cody. Sound like Cody.
Oh,
Kind
okay.
of Cody.
Yeah.
Was that right?
Sanilac County.
Santa County.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we didn't ever get his shots on that, I know. I remember when Dad told me, he said, "We get back out of there. We got to take this stuff out of here. Move out of here."
Yeah. You were pretty young then too.
Oh,
back then.
yeah.
Yeah, because that was before my dad was born. So.
Yeah. I met all the men that must have been just very. I could walk, maybe 4.
Yeah. Old enough to remember it though.
Yeah, that was it. I often think that, David, that Grandma did a lot of taking pictures. She had Esther take pictures. And she wrote a lot of writing. Some of that's in there. I don't know whether it's gone now or not. But maybe maybe Don's got some. But she wrote about a lot of stuff about the past. And I don't know if you got it or not.
I think maybe you've got most of it, probably at your with your
Maybe
stuff.
I have, and I haven't looked.
You've always been the historian,
Yeah.
kind of. So.
Yeah, she was kind of that way, Grandma was, for being aware of the past. And, but nobody ever told me much.
Mm.
Grandma did, but my grandpa's father, he didn't do anything.
He looks like a quiet guy in all those pictures there. He's not cracking much of a smile.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he had, I don't know what you would call it. He was part Irish
Uh-huh.
and English. No, English. No, not English, no, German.
German?
German and, what else am I saying?
Tubbs is English, right? Or-
German and English. Yeah, the two things. That's all there was. And I don't know of anything else, but the grandma, Grandma Rickett, and she always boasted about, what was it? Here, or Esther can tell us more. Pennsylvania Dutch. I think.
Okay.
And she was born out in there, and she was particular as hell, and she was clean and just do everything. And she was actually only about 4'5", I think.
Yeah. Do you, were you close to your dad, Cease?
I can't tell you really, David. I wasn't as close as I should have been. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say that. He used to take me to the old county road commission, put me in the truck. And the old truck was a piece of shit. And he'd go on the drive, very full of gravel, whatever, to
Here, you want to just hold it up there, Lenny?
pull the road. That would have been a lot of things that we could have had for preaching. And Dad, he never did a thing. He never wrote down anything. It's good for Grandma. She wrote down a few things.
Yeah.
She wasn't a great writer. She never had any really good writing. And she just kind of
Right.
went along. And but she wanted to do things like that. And which her dad, her husband, did not do. Nothing. Didn't do anything like that. It's too bad, that you don't do anything like that. It's,
Right.
and it's who, like, you come into the world, boy, you'd like to see something like that.
Now of course, you weren't very old when your father died either, were you? You were a teenager, maybe?
How old was I? He was 36 when he died, and I was 28 when I was born.
He died in 1936?
He died.
He died in 36. So my dad would have been 8 years old, 7 or 8.
Yeah,
So you would have been 15, maybe?
yeah, somewhere there. He was a hard worker.
Was he healthy up to the time he died, or?
I don't think he was. He was calculated with a lot of that stuff. The smoker, what is it?
Like emphysema, or?
They didn't use those words. They had a name. Pneumonia.
Okay.
We talked about pneumonia an awful lot.
Was he a smoker? Did he smoke?
Cigars.
Yeah.
Not cigars, pipes.
Pipes?
Pipes and chew tobacco.
Okay.
Copenhagen, out here. Yeah, he never had much.
Here, wipe the side. You gotta wipe the side of your mouth. There's
Oh,
the
thank
other
you.
side.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you. Yeah, boy, there's sugar with some. Who's that lady? Oh, I know her.
Yeah, you know me, don't you? Hi. Coming out? All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was a. This one. Get a shot of this picture here.
You can get in touch with Esther. She will get her up. We get her up here.
You see that?
She could show you a lot of stuff.
I see there's a Chrysler dealer back here. It says high-speed gas.
Oh, that remember high-speed gas, yeah. Yeah, look at this.
And so that was in 1943. You were probably in the service then? 43?
No.
Not yet?
Oh, 43. No, yeah, sure, I was in about 41. maybe.
41?
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably went in right after Pearl Harbor then.
No, David, your grandmother thought she wanted to take me out because she thought I was her only man that would help her
Right.
keep her going. She didn't have anything to keep going. And she said she's going to keep me going. She took on added washings and stuff. She kept me out of the Army for, I didn't go in until about 43 or something.
Okay.
And she wanted me to stay home and help her. God, those whole cars look old, David.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they are that old.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
look
that's-
like a 35,
Yeah, they probably.
6, or Ford, doesn't it?
Yeah, they weren't building any then during the war, so.
Oh, oh my goodness. Yeah, a lot of these old things back in those days.
I assume that this building is right on the corner. That this is the. Well, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what. Looking east. I was thinking maybe that was where the old pool hall was, but I don't. You remember where the high-speed gas station was? This is probably the corner. Is that Sikora's building?
I'm taking that corner for that slot in between. There was pumps.
Yeah, the old Shell gas station.
Yeah, Shell gas station.
And this would be like where Gordon Williams building is right there
Yeah,
now?
yeah, that's what I picked it here. It looks like Chrysler.
Yeah, it says Chrysler
And
there.
that's where he was. It wasn't him. It was another guy. There was 3 or 4 guys in that that Chrysler, and they couldn't make her go. But the other guys made it go a little better because the Olds was a little better and Ford was a little better.
Right.
That's that must be too bad because you can't put that year on there.
Yeah, well, it says on the front, you can barely read it, but it says 1943 there.
Oh my God, I didn't see that. Oh, 43. Jesus Christ, I was going in the Navy about that time.
Yeah,
I'll be damned. Isn't that what a change.
yeah,
It's 43.
1943, yeah. Looks like the road doesn't, can't tell if the road's even paved then or not.
Yeah.
And then here's another one. This is older though. This is really old. This one,
Sandusky, Michigan.
yeah, that's the old bank. I know that's the bank building
Yeah,
there,
that's the
but
old bank building, yeah.
I can't read. But that's horse and buggies. That's before your time too.
Oh yeah, look at that. No sign of time. It sure is identical of what it was like.
Now this picture here, that shows ice cream there. So was there a drugstore on the corner or an ice cream parlor?
Which corner?
That would have been I think that, we were thinking that this is the Gordon Williams building and that's where the Shell station was. This would be the corner by North Elk Street, right there. I'm thinking. That says ice cream.
Well, yeah, they did have going down to north on what is it, M46?
46 runs east and west.
Yeah, well, that's the road that's parted there now.
Right.
Right on that corner, that was an ice cream.
Okay, that must be what that is there,
And
right there.
it was a drugstore. And Jim had worked before he went says St.
Sanilac Street looking east.
Looking east. That's there, yeah.
There's a stoplight right there,
Yeah.
a traffic light.
I can't think it's 18, would be 1873.
No, I think it's 1943.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Like, that's about it, 1943. You know, we bought a car and we hadn't had a car for a long time. Did your dad tell you this?
No?
I don't think he got a chance to ride it or drive it. He got sick about that time. But that old Ford was a nice old car. And it was a Model A. And I don't know whether it was that one or, and there was a lot of those around.
Yeah.
And Dad bought it. And I remember the day he went down with 2 or 3 other guys. They all got together and said that it was a day that they were off from the shop, and they drove to Port Huron. And he bought one of these Model A's. I don't know what that's a model. That looks like about a 1931.
Yeah, that's, I think, probably newer, yeah.
And he bought a 28, I think. And it was a pretty sharp old car. Paid $75.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, we had that car for a long time. Kept it for a long time. We had it right up until I was in high school. We took it, carried forward real well. The Free Methodist preacher painted the car.
Painted it?
Yeah, it looked pretty good once you got up there and see the brushes.
No, that was the car that you said that you and Grandma and Grandpa and somebody else drove my dad to Ann Arbor, and you said there was he had a young guy drive that.
But,
Cousin or something, or?
yep. His name was, I'll think about it. And your dad, our dad, didn't want to drive that. That was about 150 miles.
Right.
And there was so much traffic. He got this other guy to help him drive.
Yeah.
And Grandma, me, and Aunt Vera was in the back.
Yeah.
And 2 guys in the front. That's about all it would take. Yeah, that's a. I can't hide that. Yeah, those are pretty good. I don't know any of these cars, David. Any of them. They were all guys that were had pretty smart cars. So that's a pretty smart car right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, our time was different, huh? Nobody had brakes. Nobody had, but nothing but, what do they call them? Anybody that had mechanical brakes, they said, boy, that guy's got mechanical brakes. Did your dad ever tell you that?
No, I've heard of mechanical brakes though. Wasn't Chrysler the first one that put hydraulic brakes on?
It was pretty close.
Yeah.
They came up pretty close with brakes, and that's about the only thing that they jumped ahead on that I can think of. There might have been a few other things.
I remember fluid drive, seeing the
Fluid drive,
picture of the
fluid
dealer.
drive. That might have been the fluid drive too. Fluid drive. Oh, yeah. Yeah, times was different. And, you know, if I got a chance to ride the car, drive the car, that was a big deal for me. And Mother didn't want it. She didn't want me to drive that car around.
Yeah, she probably didn't even drive then, did she?
Pardon?
She probably didn't drive, did she?
I don't think she did, but somebody else drove her around
Yeah,
to church or something.
right.
And she had me, let me drive to some place. One time I drove your dad to Lexington. And how I did that, I don't know. It was a silly thing for me to do. You know, because that's a long way
Oh, yeah.
for those old cars. And we was, I remember 4 of us, went with that car to Lexington. And we weren't very big. And I remember he sat in the front at the right-hand side, and these 2 guys sat in the back. And there wasn't any drinking beer or anything. But that was a big deal, you know. Let's get in a car and drive over to Lexington.
Yeah.
I don't know whether he ever remembers it or not, but he went with us. And I used to take him with us a lot. He used to be able to stand up while I was driving. He'd stand up not in the seat, but in the floor, right there.
So he was pretty little yet, huh?
Oh, he was small yet, yeah. And I was a big guy. I could sit in the seat. Oh, man. Oh, things were. I hope you guys, I think you're doing pretty good. You know, if things turn out for you, this thing's going to be, the Tubbs is going to be the name of a piece of work, but not like Tubbs before. They were pretty poor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, well. Now what did you, I remember you said you had a paper route. What was your first hired job?
Paper route was, he started me out with 5 papers. And it was just 5 that he had. He only had 15. And he took me to, you take these 5, you go over in there. And I did, and that was relation to you know, that was, did you ever hear that?
No?
Yeah, Fuzzy Hill.
Okay.
Fuzzy Hill was a brother to Jerry.
To
They were brothers.
to Gary Hill?
Jerry Hill.
Oh, Jerry Hill, okay.
He was the brother of,
Okay.
he buried your mother.
Yeah. And what'd you do after your paper route? What'd you do?
Oh, I never touched it for that. Mother was, you can't take that and do that. And she kept me pretty tight on that. It was smart. It was right for her to do. It was right for her to do. Because Cripe side drive and all of it.
Yeah.
But, what else were we talking about?
We were talking about what jobs you had. What jobs did you have before you went in the service?
What?
What kind of work did you do before you went in the
Oh,
service?
I was working for Chrysler right down by Marysville. They got a big plant.
Uh-huh.
They had a big plant.
Yeah.
And I thought that was the biggest job. You know what I was making? $40 a month, a week, $40 a week. That's pretty good
Yeah.
for down there.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of work now.
Is that where you learned your mechanical skills?
Well, I really didn't learn a lot of work, David. They showed me what to do. You put this there, you put this on there, and then it was on down the conveyor.
Yeah.
You didn't put anything in to make it.
Uh-huh.
It was just assembling
Right.
pieces to do it. It was a job that was available, and by George, I was happy to have it. And I thought, wow, why?
So did you drive down there, or did you live down there?
What we did, David, was we piled up a bunch of guys, about 4 or 5. We all took turns, one a week.
Okay.
And I don't know, it seems to me we wouldn't earn 50 cents, doesn't seem. Maybe it was a little more than that. I think of 50 cents. Maybe we only picked him up in Carsonville. We picked him up for 50 cents. Oh man, great. And I drove the old Chevy, the old Ford, and every once in a while I'd get foolish and drive fast, but I didn't mostly drive fast. The time I would drive very fast would be 50,
Uh-huh.
and that would be plenty fast.
Yeah, I bet.
And our dad, he federal was it, kept it up in pretty good shape. He that was a sad thing with him, but pneumonia. Or you said it before I did. Pneumonia, didn't you?
Yeah. No, you said pneumonia, yeah.
Uh,
Do you remember the day he died?
It was right around the 4th of July. And he had in the winter poison. He had pneumonia. And in those days, pneumonia was just, it was just terrible.
Yeah.
That put him out for a whole month. God, that was a lot of time for a guy to go without any work. A month. And he was out, no work. And then he got back to work, and I remember seeing him, and he was kind of weak and not like he was normally. And he got back to work, and they gave him a job, riding a tractor or pulling a trailer. Well, they had a name for it, traper or something. It was a thing that, you know what they are today, the taper end.
Oh yeah, like a gravel
Yeah.
bin
And
or something.
he'd go all day on those things. And he took me a couple of days, and I got kind of bored with it.
Yeah.
Just sitting in that thing, watching the dirt. So,
Did he die at work?
no, he got sick at work, David. He got, and this was, he went to work, and he shouldn't have gone to work. He went to work in about March, and he went to work driving the tractor. And he picked up, got into, it was a hot summer day, and I don't know, it took something out of him, and he got home, made the deal home, and he got sick he got home by walking, and that was the end.
And he died at home then.
Died at home, yeah. Yeah, poor old boy, for today, something like that would take him out of that sort of thing. But it just overcome him. He just couldn't make it.
Yeah.
But he was and that's another thing. He never made any money. Never made any money. He in the farm, he just never seemed to catch on, and I don't know why. But there wasn't any Tubbses that made a hell of a lot of money.
Yeah, those were right during the Depression years too, right?
Well, probably was. He was at the height of not making any money.
Yeah.
None of those farmers were making much money.
So when he died, you must have had to help Grandma support the family then.
She was took in washings all the time.
Yeah.
She was so poor and worked so hard. She was a hard worker. She, being a German, like her father was, he was a crazy old German that just would work night and day. And boy, oh boy, she worked night and day. Storage, washing things, and she would. And then I used to have to carry those home.
Yeah.
Down there, but
No, just go
down
on
there
in.
in the middle of Sandusky.
Yeah, I got an appointment at 3, so I'm gonna have to go back to work. See,
Oh, is that right?
yeah. Go back and see if I make a little money.
Yeah, good for you. When I was up there a few days, I don't know what I can explain it. But I'm gonna look around with you or Eric and see if I can. Well, I don't know. You tell me what you think. You don't have to make a quick thought. Should I buy a lower price car, keep it nice and clean? I'm going to drive about 20 miles a month. And what else was I going to do? I'm going to get David to take this car if I want to go someplace.
Give you a ride down to Port Huron.
Ask me down to drive me down to Port Huron, fix or get what I wanted and drive this nice car. I think I was sleeping there.
Yeah. What do you want in Port Huron?
It's so. It's kind of like it was in the old days, you know. Can you see it?
What's that?
No cars.
What's that?
No cars for
Nope.
these guys that can't buy them.
I don't. I guess I'm not following you.
Well, you know, when they get to be 80,
Oh yeah, yeah.
can you note it on the road or anything?
No, not really, because there are always new people coming up. You know.
I wonder if those guys just go ahead and buy a car.
Well, I suppose some do.
Well, that's what I thought. I asked a few guys. I was going to ask you something about it. I would like to have, you know, like right now, I'd like to drive out to my lake thing.
Yeah.
And I almost asked one of the boys. You were. And I'd like to get out there and work on my car. But my car, is my car outside?
No. No, you're thinking about working on your tractor out there?
No, I miss thoughts, David.
Yeah.
And I don't think I have a car in the yard.
No. No. No, we sold your truck. Remember, you had your Ranger pickup.
Yeah.
We sold that.
Yeah. Yeah. Then I didn't have any car.
Right.
Okay.
Right, because you're here and you didn't need to drive.
That fits it. Yeah. Okay. It's you know, as you get older, David, you forget those things. You forget, well, where did I put that now?
Yeah.
And I guess if I wanted to do something, like if I wanted to just go to Croswell or go to Port Huron or something, I keep thinking, or I'll just go to Fort Sand Lake. Maybe I want to see people of Sand Lake I know. And I could get it and shine it up. I saw a nice, what did I see? Black. What kind of car was it? I saw it. I can't tell it. Oh, you know, it's a tiny. It was a foreign car, German.
A Volkswagen?
But
A Volkswagen?
no, but the same. That
German car? Mercedes?
yeah, something like
Yeah.
that.
Those are nice.
Well, I'm gonna come down to see David or Eric and just see what I can do. Shit, that puts you in jail. You take it away. I would like to have it though.
Yeah.
You know, even though I only drive a few.
Even though you don't even need to drive it? Yeah.
I-
Then you gotta pay all that insurance and all that.
Yes, it comes high.
Yeah. All right, Cecil, I have to go because I gotta.
Well, this is nice,
Yep.
David.
Good.
Seeing you,
Good talking to you.
and we'll get over a bottle of something.
A little whiskey. A little whiskey sometime. All right, my friend.
Nice to see you, David.
Stay there, and I'm gonna get